In this video, we're going to talk, or more precisely, snarky-ass rant about Diablo 2 censorship. Before we jump in, two things up front. Number one, while I'm well aware that the like bar is going to look like a fucking lightsaber, the same rules apply here as elsewhere. If you want to fight with each other, keep it on Reddit or Facebook, not in this comment section. People are welcome to their differing opinions, even if they differ from mine, it's fine. You are not welcome to insult people you disagree with. Number two, while I may have differing opinions with the other active creators on various issues, with the exception of one particularly douchey individual that went inactive a while back, I do not have any personal beefs with them. So just because I disagree with your personal baby boo doesn't mean I'm going out on the streets and want to have a boxing match with them. We are all mostly fucking adults. That precursor out of the way, let's get into this. One of a small number of common debates going around about the Diablo 2 community right now is the argument over Diablo 2 censorship. Heck, a search even on YouTube will turn up literal pages of the junk, with a handful of creators even doubling down on it because it gets views, which I cannot blame them for, since for those of you who haven't done YouTube before, views are the lifeblood of any channel. Since while likes, subscriptions, comments, etc. help them, a channel lives or dies on the view count. The censorship fiasco has gone through several phases though, with some ranging from Mandela effects with people's nostalgia goggles, to misunderstandings about how more or less polygons or texture resolutions work, differences in low-res and high-res design, etc. The list goes on quite a while, even dwindling down to people arguing over what shade of red blood should be, though I personally prefer the darker blood of the remaster. Either is fine, honestly, though I do like how Resurrected actually has more dark, gritty gore and blood. The reality is, Diablo 2 Resurrected isn't censored, any more than fan art with a different shape of horn for Diablo's noggin is censored. The reality is, Vicarious Visions needed to come up with new models, new details, etc., inspired by the original to create higher resolution options for use in the Resurrected reskinning. This means some natural changes for an updated look, with style guides likely made with the common aesthetics and asset lists from the original, combined with a concern for higher detailed models. They weren't likely consciously bothered about whether the chained pasties on a demoness's tits were right down to the millimeter, or that a random-ass statue's arms were crossed on its chest or flat on its lap, as long as it met the aesthetic, since they were literally creating thousands of assets from scratch. The instructions from above in the company were likely to make the game gritty, realistic, in a still power fantasy way, and to keep it dark, because these were the major aesthetic complaints about Diablo 3, that it was too cartoony and bright compared to the predecessors. Claims beyond this are more often just people projecting their own personal issues onto what is basically the same game, with a coat of paint that fits these requirements. Sure, some of the artwork was actually maybe both, absolute horseshit. But that is going to happen when you're churning out large number of assets in a short span of time. And the reality is, I can find these kinds of horse shit in almost every game, new and old. And you know what? It's fine to call the bad designs bad. Critique them on that merit. The Amazon's face was atrocious because of feature imbalance, not social justice, not her supposed age, none of that. They merely got some of the proportions and lines in just the wrong bloody place and it looked off, period. There's a similar situation with the Druid's face, but people didn't nearly get as upset because, well, he doesn't have tits. Seriously. That said, I do kind of actually like the creepy-ass Necro's face. It's terrible, but it fits, but you're welcome to disagree. It's fine. To address some of the other common censorship claims or social justice claims, the Paladin was always black. Though I'm on the fence about his afro versus shaved head, it'll be covered by a helmet anyways. The assassin, if we go by the lore, should actually be Middle Eastern looking, though I honestly don't care if she's Southeast Asian or Southeast Appalachian. As long as she plays right, it's fine. Same goes for her pants, which just varies depending on equipment anyway. The Barbarian could work on his deltoids and lats a little bit, but I'm oddly fine with the new cross between Strongman and Dad Bod. It works, I guess. The Sorceress got a top that fits. Oh fucking no, I'm gonna cry, really, I mean it. That said, all the models do look a little wide, but that's a lens issue for anyone that knows about photography. The right lens and in turn the right 3D modeling can add or remove 10 pounds. Maybe they should remove those 10 pounds, but it doesn't break the game for me or change the story. If it wasn't obvious, I find most of fluffing about this to be mostly a small seed of insecurity mixed with a dash of nostalgia goggles and a whole giant ass fucking fanning of flames to get clicks, which in turn does shape public opinion because if it's popular or published a lot, it's gotta be right. Right? You are welcome to disagree with me. You're welcome to think that X, Y, or Z is an affront to the original design. You're even more welcome to think that something is ugly. We all have something we don't like the look, taste, or smell of that some other people love. Just for the love of all that is unholy, base it on something realistic, rather than strapping on your tinfoil hat and calling it a conspiracy theory to turn the fucking frogs gay. Unlike other folks, this will probably be my only censorship video, unless they start strapping giant black bars on Diablo's balls. Just remember rule number 1 from the beginning of the video, keep it friendly. We're all here to try to enjoy a game, not berate random people online that we disagree with.